country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for. And if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Yeah, what is up? It is Thursday morning. I'm going to get off the rails today. I am Chad Prather. Welcome, Dear America family. Hope everybody's doing well. Good to see you guys in the chat. Thank you for participating. Please click like and share this episode today. Don't forget, when you get an opportunity, go over to where podcasts are offered. Leave us that 5-star rating because that's what we deserve. I'm out here freezing my butt off. I got plenty of butt to freeze off. I deserve the 5-star rating. We all deserve the 5-star rating. We all do it. So you got to do it. You got to leave the 5-star rating and a little review. You can tell us what you think about the show. We're over here deleting files faster than the federal government. We're trying to make room on the hard drive just so we can come to you and bring you the big stories. That's what's going on. We got some stuff to talk about today. The insanity of the left is absolute lunacy, and we're watching it unfold in real time. Folks, the headlines are changing faster than Joe Biden changes his diaper, and I am here for the entertainment. And folks, without further ado, we're going to talk about some fun stuff today. Hope you guys are doing well, man. Float those American flags in the chat. You're all already reading my mind. I can see it. Let's get that sucker spinning. I like to see the count go up. The algorithms floating on through. Lots of changes are going on, guys. There's some big things happening in conservative talk radio and podcasting right now. As you know, Dan Bongino, this is his final week. Some of you guys can correct me in the chat. Today might be his final day of his show. It may be tomorrow. I'm not sure. You guys can help me on that. I would love to hear what you got to say. The Dan Bongino army that's out there. He's headed over, going to be deputy director of the FBI. So you know, cutesy time is over. A lot of fun stuff's about to happen. And we're going to talk not only about some of those changes that are happening, but as well the things that Kash Patel is doing over at the FBI that I am highly encouraged by. And I think you will be as well. Now that you guys are in here and you are floating those flags, let me remind you about our friends over at Birch Gold. You know the drill. You need to text Graham, Graham, over to 989898. That's the telephone number. That's a weird telephone number, but that's the telephone number, 989898. You put that up there at the top, and then you click send after you type Graham in the body of the message. They'll send you a free, no obligation information kit on how to secure your retirement future with an IRA backed by precious metals, specifically in gold, because the value of gold, it ain't going nowhere. Never has for all of human history, so you can rely on it. And the folks at Birch Gold, they know how to help you take care of business when it comes to making sure your future is secure. So you got that old 401k that's sitting there from an old employer. It's not got any money coming into it anymore. It's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. You got some retirement account that somebody sold you on that's just not moving. Go secure your future with gold, folks. The folks at Birch Gold are the experts. They're the ones that will help you. And all you got to do is text Graham, Graham, to 989898, and they will take care of you, folks. Birch Gold, they're our partners. We're thankful for them, and we want to support them all that we can as they support you. I was on the phone yesterday with Graham. Yesterday was a crazy day. It was a wild day filled with crisis, and we solved all of them, I think. Maybe until this afternoon when we're done taping, we'll revisit them. But talked to Graham yesterday. He is busy up there at the Pentagon. I wish I could tell you all the stuff that he's doing, but I can't because it's top secret, and this message will self-destruct in 30 seconds. So if your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to get into the chat today in Rumble, and let's chat it up. Let's talk about it. And the guy that's going to help us stay morally stable and a clear conscience, he's everybody's favorite
Chad was roboting there for anybody who missed that there, but we got the gist here. Good morning, everybody. By the way, you sounded like Max Headroom there for a second there, Chad.
Dude, this is it for me. I'm done with the wilderness experience of podcasting. My show will actually be airing tomorrow because I'm going to travel today. I got to get back into the studio so we can get rid of these technical glitches. I'm impressed, Tony.
I'm a little jealous, though, man. You're over there in the wilderness, you know, out in the cabin with Starlink. You know, we're over here trapped in the studios, man. I mean, you got nature all around you, all the wildlife. I'm a little jealous. I hate you a little bit, honestly, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but you do that just naturally. It's not because of where I am. Like my context and my circumstances don't change your hate for me, and that's okay.
That's good point.
Love is the guiding principle, Tony. We decided yesterday that Tony is the backbone of the Dear America program. The show cannot survive without Tony, and so we're glad he's here. Tony, I'll tell you, I'm watching. It's weird to sit out here. I can see all of these the cliffs and the caverns, the canyons, and all of these valleys and peaks over here. And then I see every now and then there's some houses out there, some cabins. And then over here to this other side, I could see all the road construction that's going on in the distance, and I can hear all of the drilling and the pounding of asphalt and stuff. So I'm like, it's a cacophony of sounds out here. Over here, you got a gorgeous vista with the mountains and hawks flying on the skyline. And then over here, you got Pedro with a traffic sign saying slow and stop. So it's a little bit of everything around here in Central Texas.
Me say that I hated you a little bit because you're camping, right? Now you're rubbing it. Now you're rubbing salt in the wound there, dude. You're like, oh, look at how beautiful it is out here, dude. Let's go before I throw something at the monitor.
It's gorgeous, but I'm ready to get back in the studio, get back to some plugged in internet, and of course the guy that's always plugged in, tuned up, and turned on. He is everybody's favorite redneck. Hot Seat Todd is here.
Good morning, everybody. I gotta admit, I am a little jealous of Chad, so much so that I'm literally going to pull my climber out of the closet, and I'm going to climb a tree next week, and I'm going to do the whole show from the top of a oak tree, just sitting in a climber, and just, hey, everybody, how are y'all doing?
Let's be real, Todd. You have a tree house out back. Come on, man. That's your happy place. Come on.
It's either that or the inflatable, one of the two. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out.
You know, we should do that sometime. Just see what are the oddest places we could do a show from.
You don't want to play that game with me.
Oh my Lord!
You don't want to play that game with me. I'll do it from like an OBGYN office. I don't care.
In the examination room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well that picks up Wi-Fi, if you know what I'm saying, but I'm going to leave that joke alone. Can you get that shirt, Todd? Can you get that shirt on your website?
Yes, you can, because I'm thinking that nationwide we need to take all the money that we have given Ukraine, divide it up by taxpayers, and just write it in. I'm claiming him on my taxes. I'm sorry. You can go to redpillthreads.com/hot seat and tell the world you're claiming Zelensky on your taxes this year.
I would like to know how many people out there would actually attempt that. Just come up with some number and put Volodymyr Zelensky. Make sure you spell it right.
Well, here's the question. What can the government say? Can they argue with you?
Well, I mean, we did support him. I don't know that he was an immediate dependent, but we did support him.
I claim him as a dependent.
The Chuck Schumer, apparently they blocked the funding bill. Chuck Schumer's GOP funding bill. So it looks like apparently Democrats are in favor of government shutdowns at this point. This is such a circus that we're seeing. This happened last night. The Democrats, led by Schumer, they're refusing to pass the House-approved CR, pushing instead for a short-term extension while the Friday shutdown deadline approaches. That's tomorrow. So let's hear what Chuck had to say.
Partisan path, drafting their continuing resolution without any input from congressional Democrats. Because of that, Republicans do not have the votes in the Senate to invoke cloture on the House CR. Our caucus is unified on a clean April 11th CR that will keep the government open and give Congress time to negotiate bipartisan legislation that can pass. We should, Mr. President,
the Democratic leader.
Don't you want to just take your finger and push Chuck Schumer's glasses further back up on the bridge of his nose?
I want to do way more than that.
Just drives me crazy. But let's take a look at this little compilation here, because apparently Democrats, historically, they've been all for they've been opposed to shutting the government down, but apparently they're all for it in this case. Play this little clip right here.
Republicans are marching America to a painful government shutdown. But we need traditional Republicans to break with MAGA extremists so we can keep the government open.
Republican shutdown will cost 6,306 of her
Republicans to break with MAGA extremists so we can keep the government open.
Republicans.
Yeah, bring that volume down. Isn't it funny how these guys, just a week ago, they were talking about how important all these federal jobs were with the Doge coming in there and shutting down all these deals. People were losing their jobs or they couldn't respond to an email, but they're completely fine with. Remember last year when they were talking about shutdowns and like, oh, there's a cafeteria lady that probably got 5 children that works at the Capitol building and she's going to lose her job for a government shutdown. And how dare the Republicans come in there, cry me a river and do all this kind of stuff. But now they're all for it as long as it's Chuck Schumer and these guys pushing through their thing. But I mean, let that go. Bring the volume back up on that clip. They're playing some different ones now.
We will use whatever power we have, and fundamentally, we're not going to vote for something that undermines the American people.
To withhold votes, do Democrats have the stomach?
I certainly hope so. I know that I'm not going to vote for their proposal for sure.
Are you prepared to shut down the government, to join Democratic colleagues who want to stand in the way of keeping the government open?
Well, there are
Is
simply
that
trying
yes?
to. So yes, look, if we have to take steps.
14 days from now, government shutdown is looming.
If we don't believe that we have a willing partner on the other side, then we need to stay united and not bail out President Trump.
And yet, at the same time,
dude, you know what? What's funny to me, Todd, is you were making fun of Jasmine Crockett there doing her thing. I did a search yesterday. I literally, and I'd love for somebody in the chat to help me with this. I just searched because people were really upset with me about a monologue I did last week about Jasmine Crockett, things blown up to several million views, in which I just said this is what she's doing, and it was based on fact. I tried to do a search yesterday to truly find what Jasmine Crockett's policies are on anything. I even went to DuckDuckGo. I mean, you can't find it.
No.
The girl literally stands for nothing. But people defend her on the basis. They defend her completely on the basis of the color of her skin. That's 100%. And then they accuse you of going after her on the basis of the color of her skin. And I'm like, no, I actually support the guy that's running against her, and he's got the same color skin. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, no, you said it before. You did it on your show. She went to a private high school. She went to an Ivy League school, yet she claims to come from the hood. And if you've ever seen the movie 8 Mile with Eminem, she is the Papa Doc of Congress. Like, I'm sorry. She's the Papa Doc. Her real name is Clarence, and Clarence lives at home with both parents. And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. Get the hell out of here, chick. Like, I'm sick of it. I can't stand that heifer.
Look at the meme there. Jasmine Crockett reading a bill. Woo, boy, those eyelashes.
Can somebody explain to me, please, because I might be ignorant here, why is there a looming government shutdown? Don't we have the majority in Congress right now? Don't the Republicans have the majority? I mean, you do, but you have some, this is the thing. This is what we've talked about over and over again with this razor thin margin. We talked about that. How the GOP has it, but they just barely have it. And so there are those who oppose it. I mean, you have the Thomas Masseys of the world that are opposing it. This CR, it's a clean CR, but I think that, again, you got to be careful with all of these things. And there are those who are opposing it. And I understand why certain GOP members are opposing it as well. And this thing has to have a majority to be able to do it. But, it's a razor thin margin all the way around. Chuck Schumer said Wednesday that Senate Democrats, they're not going to provide the votes to pass it, to fund the government. And so that's what's going to happen. And I don't know if you guys caught this clip yesterday. We talked about it on my show. A perfect Trump quote. This is what Trump had to say about old Chucky Schumer here.
And Schumer is a Palestinian as far as I'm concerned. He's become a Palestinian. He used to be Jewish. He's not Jewish anymore. He's a Palestinian. Okay.
It's such a clown show, dude. Do you remember back when Chuck and Nancy were in there visiting with Mike Pence and Donald Trump, and there was a little investigation that happened about the government shutdown. Let's play that clip. Just a little throwback here. And I want you to catch the beta energy, which is Mike Pence in the background. So different from J.D. Vance.
None of us have
You
said
want to know something?
You've said
okay,
it.
you want to put that on
You
my...
said it.
I'll take it.
Okay, good.
You know what I'll say? Yes. If we don't get what we want, one way or the other, whether it's through you, through a military, through anything you want to call, I will shut down the government.
Okay,
absolutely.
fair enough.
And I
We
am
disagree.
proud, and I'll
We
tell you
disagree.
what, I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck, because the people of this country don't want criminals and people that have lots of problems and drugs pouring into our country. So I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it. The last time you shut it down, it didn't work. I will take the mantle of shutting down. And I'm going to shut it down for border
But we
security.
believe you shouldn't.
They're pouring into our country. We have to have border security. We have to have a wall as part of border security. And I don't think we really disagree so much. I also know that, Nancy's in a situation where it's not easy for her to talk right now, and I understand that, and I fully understand that. We're going to have a good discussion, and we're going to see what happens. But we have to have border security.
Mr. President, please don't characterize the strength that I bring to this meeting as the leader of the House Democrats who just won a big victory.
Elections have consequences, Mr. President.
Let me just say.
That's right, and that's why the country is doing so well.
What the President is representing in terms of his cards over there are not factual. We have to have an evidence-based conversation about what does work, what money has been spent, and how effective it is.
And I'm not sure if that's really Mike Pence or just a cardboard cutout that they put next to him, because this pansy just sat there and can you imagine if J.D. Vance is sitting there? He'd be rocking, and then all of a sudden you'd see him lean forward, and then all hell would break loose. All you have to know, and just to help everybody in the chat, all you have to know about Schumer, Schiff, Pelosi, Hakeem, all these Peckerwoods is just Google their districts and see what they look like. That's all you got to do, and that's all you have to know about these people. Maxine Waters, go look at her district that she represents. Oh, my Lord Jesus. It's a war zone.
That's a good point, Todd. What makes me angry about this whole clip when Nancy starts talking, when she just said it herself, we need to check and see where the money's being spent. We've talked about this on the show before. They come in making $120,000 a year and leave multi-millionaires. I mean, come on, we know they're lining their pockets, and they are arguing about shutting down the government. But all these politicians, besides the Trump administration over here, they're lining their pockets with all of our tax dollars. And it should piss everybody off what they're trying to do here.
When somebody develops an app that you can key in Nancy Pelosi and trade stocks when she trades, buy when she buys, sell when she's. When somebody creates an app, that you can do that. Hello.
Yep. Talk about insider trading there, dude.
Dude, well, these clowns, and again, the point of all of this stuff is Democrats have always been anti-government shutdown. I think most of you in the chat would be okay with a little shutdown. I mean, we've already seen the wasteful spending, the fraud, and all of that kind of stuff, the garbage and abuse that's gone on. I think we need every now and then to have a little bit of check. We don't want to see ultimately the government shut down or stay shut down. The government has a purpose. We need the government to do its job. Now, back to what you said earlier, Tony, you got to have 60 votes, or you need at least 60 votes needed for a funding bill to clear the key procedural votes. So which means you got to have, I think you have to have about 7 Democrats that have to agree to that thing. And so that's the only way you're going to get that.
And that's where all the political stuff comes in, right? Where everybody's doing their backdoor deals and I'll sign off on your bill, but you got to sign off on this thing. See, that's another thing that just ticks me off, because do your job. Literally, what Bill Belichick said, get there and do your job, man. I mean, you work for us. You work to keep our government agencies up and running. Why is everybody always doing backdoor deals where everybody's just lining their pockets making money, man? Just get in there and do your job. I mean, if you and I try to do that, we'd get fired for not doing our jobs.
Yeah, and it's not hard, people. I'm telling you, it's not hard to find. We three get asked this question all the time. Guys, where do you find all the research to combat the leftist rhetoric? And I've got my neighbor who's a left, and I don't know where to find it's not hard. Like, there is literally a clip circulating the intranet right now that shows Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and one other Pecker Woods literally just a few years ago saying it is up to and it is responsibility of the president to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse in the government, and that's something that we've got to do. And Shumi over here, literally goes on another tirade saying even if we have to cut Medicare and Medicaid to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, that's fine. We keep the good stuff and we cut out the bad so we can help our people. They've all said at one point of their careers everything that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are saying right now. They've all said it. It's just now they're in this high school cool kids group where can't nobody think for themselves outside of their stupid little party lines. They're like lemmings marching off the side of a cliff. But as I've said before, and I'll say it again, keep the march going. You're doing great because the midterms are coming up, and we're going to clean sweep that and get rid of all of you. So,
I hope so, dude. I hope so.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about government? Let's take a look at the government. FBI Director Kash Patel. Look at what he's announced right here. He has announced that a high-level employee at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection has been charged for defrauding FEMA. Now, obviously, that's not everybody in the government, but we know that there's this kind of corruption that's out there. So while they're over there arguing like a bunch of WWE fighters about government shutdown, these are the kind of things that are affecting not only our border security, but as well as our budget and our finances and the way money's getting spent. When you got FEMA out there and you have a career director level employee at U.S. Customs and Border Protection allegedly attempting to defraud FEMA. I mean, when you got all that money sitting out there that's unaccounted for, you're going to have some greedy people that are going to stick their fingers in it and try to redirect those funds and try to steal them. So here you got Kash saying this is part of the new FBI's renewed efforts to crack down on public corruption and deliver accountability for the American people. Justice will be done. So now, can we keep on digging? Is this a step in the right direction for Director Patel to be doing this? I think that it is. Can he go after? Is he going to go after the information about the assassination attempt, multiple assassination attempts? We're going to get to the bottom of some of those things that we have a lot of questions about. I mean, they washed that kid's body right off that roof within hours and then cremated him. I got a lot of questions about what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. Is this going to be a step in the direction towards some of these things? Do you think we're going to find out? And as we've already stated, Kash Patel has already created a line of communication that bypasses the Attorney General's office, which is typically unheard of because the FBI usually has a buffer between the FBI and the White House. He's created a line of communication that's directly to the Trump Oval Office. So I want to hear in the chat what you guys think. Is Kash doing the right thing? Is this a marked difference where he is showing his own distrust for Attorney General Pam Bondi? I hope so. Me personally, I hope so. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Todd, Tony, this is a good thing, man. Do you think we'll ever know who this director-level person is? Will they reveal this stuff? I'm hoping we get more information.
And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of insider baseball here when it comes to this because I used to deal with these kinds of things. Every single government agency, from the FBI to the CIA to the Justice Department to every single organization inside the Department of Defense to the Border Patrol, every organization has a little card. It is called a GPC, a government purchase card, where they go and they make purchases, okay, for their organization to buy certain things or to spend money at certain things and things like that. And the misconception here is there's just an unlimited amount of funds on these government purchase cards. That's not the way it works, okay? How it works is if I am a government purchase card holder and Tony is where you at? Right there. And Tony is an authorizer, I go to Tony and I say, Tony, I need $10,000 to buy baby bottles for whatever. Tony sends it up the chain, gets it approved. Then Tony authorizes that $10,000 to be put on the government purchase card in order for me to go swipe. So there is an authorization out there for all of this waste, fraud, and abuse. Somebody had to authorize it. Somebody had to check it and say, yes, let's go. And it's not that hard to find, folks. It is not that difficult. And why that stuff has not come out by now, I don't know. And as I've said this a million times, they haven't even started on the DOD yet. And by God, when they do, it's going to be a crap storm of biblical proportions.
Good point. I think, me going to your comment there, Chad, I'm a little 50-50. I'm on the fence about this whole cash going around the Attorney General's office, only because we have checks and balances for a reason. And I'm not saying Cash isn't a great guy. I'm not saying Pam Bondi's an awful person. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, we need to revamp the system. But I do know when there's a hierarchy there and the FBI director goes directly to the president and the president is super busy and, he's like, hey, Mr. President, I need you to sign this real quick. And there's not anybody there to check it or, which is the Attorney General's office as they bounce ideas of each other. That's when problems start to arise. Like J. Edgar Hoover, you saw how much power that guy had, and he had tapes and on everybody because he had so much power because nobody was checking him. So I just don't want something like that to happen again with Kash Patel. You give somebody too much power, they're gonna take. Eventually, they're gonna take that power and they're gonna abuse it. But that's just my concern a little bit right now because again, I don't know what's going on with him and Bondi. So
I will say that. Go ahead, Chad.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, obviously, there is some blood brewing there.
There is. And the one thing I can say is everything that I just said a minute ago, Elon and Doge has already figured that out. And through the research and the sources and the people I've talked to that are government purchase card holders, a federal judge blocked Trump from getting rid of the government purchase cards, from totally getting rid of them. And so Elon said, I'll raise you. And he put a $1 limit on every government purchase card, a $1 limit. And this, y'all think this waste, fraud, and abuse goes back 4 years. Guys, I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you something that I'm ashamed of. But when I was deployed to Bakuba, Iraq in 2003, our unit was literally given millions with an M, millions of dollars to go out into the local market in Bakuba, the Diyala province. We were given millions of dollars of American cash to spend in the local economy to try to stimulate Iraqi economy. That's where all of your fraud and stuff and waste started right there. Because you could go to the Diyala province right now and it's still a crap hole. I'm telling you, that's where all that crap
What'd you use that
started.
money for, Todd? What'd you go buy? What was there to go get?
Pita bread, couple pieces of
sugar
wood,
dates and figs,
a mud hut, hammers,
But at that point, property over there right now?
Hey, I can confirm nor deny.
Todd, that absolutely infuriates me, man. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, and that just infuriates me, knowing that we have so many veterans here from previous wars before you were over there, man. Our veterans from the Vietnam War over here suffering homeless, but yet we're trying to stimulate another economy in another country. That just infuriates me that our tax dollars did something like that. It's just to the point where I want to throw this monitor out the window. So
yeah, well, just put it in perspective for you. You guys, I'm sure you remember in the early stages of the war when they started bringing the living containers, because we were in tents. I stayed in a tent from the first day to the last day I left. But at the end of the 14-month rotation, they started bringing in those living containers, those little trailers, for soldiers and stuff to live in. They were hiring people in the local areas to drive those things onto our fobs. And then all of a sudden the alarms and stuff started going off. One of them tried to drive it in and it was slapped full of C4. Could have killed everybody on that post. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like you can't do it. That's why I will disagree with everybody on this screen. I will disagree with everybody in this chat. I am not America first. I am America only. Until we right this ship, I'm America only.
There you go.
Yeah, and I was going to bring up that thing. That was a pretty smooth move that Elon did by putting the $1 limit on the credit cards. Yeah, pretty. I mean, there's ways around all of that kind of stuff. And I hear your point, Tony, about the doing the end around. We need an attorney general's office that we can trust in. I just don't think Pam Bondi is it.
I
just
wish I
don't
had a
think
law
she's
degree.
it. Yeah, I just don't think she's it. There's some other options out there. We'll see. I keep saying, and I'm gracious saying that I think she's got until summer before something's going to happen here. She better start delivering some results. So Ken Paxton would be fantastic. Andrew Bailey would be fantastic.
Please.
There's a number of folks out there that I think would be really, really good. Let's talk a little bit about All Family Pharmacy. They're new to the program, but not new to us. They're old friends. All Family Pharmacy. They got the stuff you need. If you ever had that thing we call the Chinese sneezy, man, back in those days, people were talking about ivermectin, man, that's horse paste. You don't want to have that stuff. No. They actually will formulate it for human beings, and it is an amazing thing. And you can get ivermectin as well as a number of other things that you need over at allfamilypharmacy.com/America. And you can use promo code Dear America. Check them out. Go over to allfamilypharmacy.com. They got all the things you need. It's very simple. You know what you do? They make it so easy for all of you guys. You just get over there and you choose the meds that you need. You fill out the medical form, and a doctor will take a look and review what you've requested, and will write the prescription, and you're going to get those meds delivered to your door in 2 to 4 days, or even overnight in some cases. We've talked about the emergency kits that you want to have on hand in case supply chains go down or it's the middle of the night, you can't get to the pharmacy. They have those as well. But you can get the mebendazole, you can get the ivermectin, you can shop tons of different medications, and they got all different dosages of the ivermectin. If you want to keep that as a regular part of your protocol, go check them out, allfamilypharmacy.com. When you're ordering, use promo code Dear America, and they'll save you a lot of money as well. So check them out, allfamilypharmacy.com. Everybody needs to have, you know what, listen, so I've been out here, guys, in the wilderness, right? And there's about 19 people in the group out here of people that we're connected to. They're scattered all over these canyons. And every night we've gotten together, we've grilled food, I've built fires out here and stuff, and we've had a good time. But each night somebody has said everything from having a splinter in their finger with one of the kids to somebody needing antacids, to somebody needing an aspirin. I mean, all kind of things. Everybody's got some kind of need. And you know what they do? They all say Chad. And you know what? I got that stuff because I got my Refuge medical kit in the truck. I've got my All Family Pharmacy kit in the truck. I've got my stuff, dude. People love traveling with me because if anything goes wrong, I'm prepared. And so
yeah,
you guys need to check out that stuff.
And thank you. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I gotta travel with you, Chad, because every now and then I need like insulin, and I need some syringes, and I need like $5,000 or something. I was like, hey, Chad,
sildenafil.
Yep. Hey, Chad, I need a gold bar.
Can I add on this? And Mr. Producer, leave this up right here because I want to talk. This is personal to me because my father turned 60 years old on April the 8th. Happy birthday, Spoticus. Let's get Spoticus in the super chat. If you've never heard me talk about my father before, he has vitiligo. He looks like a leopard, and that's what we call him. We call him a leopard or Spoticus or super spot or whatever. But he has had massive problems with parasites and stuff like that. He's had massive stomach issues. My father started taking ivermectin, and he is the best he's ever looked. He's the healthiest he's been in a very long time. So, guys, I'm telling you, please go to allfamilypharmacy.com, get your ivermectin, because it's better to need it and not have it than not have it and need it. Allfamilypharmacy.com. Use this promo code Dear America and get you some ivermectin. I have physically seen it work with Spot.
Yeah.
Get it.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday, Spot.
Happy birthday, sir.
Be prepared, guys.
We don't call him sir, Tony. We call him Spot.
I call my elders sir.
Yeah, Todd. Take some of that.
I don't.
With your ivermectin, buddy.
I call him Spoticus.
Yeah. Hey, here's another one. DEI activist. Not sure. Can you? I don't. These activists are funny. People are like, what do you do for a living? I'm a DEI activist. Allegedly caught promising to share exam answers with minority air traffic controller candidates in audio obtained by the Daily Mail. Daily Mail says they now have audio of Shelton Snow promising to give those answers for the aviation entry exam. Yeah, you know what? It's starting to get a little sketchy out there, boys. But don't listen. You can't talk about it because you're a racist if you do.
Eager to apply.
Go ahead and play the clip.
After tonight, you will be able to do so. I am asking that you give me another 15 or 16 hours. Allow me to go to work and come home, provide you with an email that will be extremely crucial in the opening stages of this hiring process. There are some valuable pieces of information that I have taken a screenshot of, and I'm going to send that to you via email.
Wow. So go back down to his picture there on that thing, Mr. Producer. Go down there. Shelton Snow, Air Traffic Operations Supervisor at FAA. Busted.
Yeah, so the next time a plane crashes somewhere, Captain Steroid right there should be, I don't know if they make cuffs that big, but by God, they should start.
So this is, talk about an alphabet agency, NBCFAE, former National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees. That's a mouthful. Says he knows of multiple people who cheated and are controlling planes as we speak.
Wow.
Guys, it's not easy to get an air traffic control job. That is a high-stress job. I mean, that is a high-stress job. I've known multiple people over the years who just couldn't get it. They couldn't pass the test. It was too difficult. So if you're telling me they're cheating and giving people the answers and specifically targeting minorities so that they'll get the job, I mean, this is beyond DEI. This is beyond affirmative action. This is beyond some weird scholarship. This is beyond anything. You're literally putting thousands upon thousands of lives in danger day in and day out regularly by doing something like this. I mean, this is not, you don't just, I mean, can you imagine if this was brain surgery? And you're like, you know what? I don't want my brain surgeon to be a DEI hire.
I was about to comment that same thing, Chad. I mean, I'm so sick of this whole DEI crap. All the. I mean, can you imagine going and hiring people or seeing people that aren't qualified for the job? You know, you have a candidate over here who's got the qualifications, who's quick on his or her feet. And then you have another candidate who's over here looking for the answer because they're trying to cheat because they have no idea what's going on. I mean, that is scarier than anything, man. I mean, getting on a plane and having pilots and air traffic control, like Chad said, doctors, rocket scientists. I mean, come on now, let's use common sense here. Let's hire the best qualified people.
Well, the whole premise of DEI was to combat white privilege. All right, let me throw up some facts for you right now. The race and culture in our country that has the highest level of education and makes the most money per family aren't even white people. It's Asians. Asians have the highest level degrees. They make more money than any other race in this country. So what white privilege are you talking about? And why are these peckerheads like freaking BLM and Jasmine Crockett and all these other, why are y'all not going after the Asians?
Yeah, they don't do it. They don't do it. I mean, I can't tell you how many, I'm holding up Facebook comments here under the thing that I said about the Jasmine Crockett thing. I mean, everybody is trying to make this thing, it's about race. First of all, you all are racist. This is the problem white peoples have, like you feeling like whites should be given opportunities and blacks have none. The streets that blacks are dealing today, whites went all. I don't even know what you're saying, first of all. When all the world got the worst dope and dropped in every black community in America in the 60s. And look, this has nothing to do with Jasmine Crockett. Everything is about, if you call this stuff out, then they're immediately going to say, this is racism. It's nonstop. I mean, I'm like, they're giving tests. They're giving answers to people that are controlling airplanes.
Yeah, I can't even listen to her anymore. I don't speak stupid.
I mean, and these people are going to say, you don't want this. Somebody literally just said, you don't want this stampede that's going to come your way for calling out Jasmine Crockett. Nobody's calling out Jasmine Crockett other than the fact that she's ignorant. And people say, "Oh, you just don't like her because she's black." No, I don't. No, I didn't say anything about her skin color. You keep saying it about her skin color. She's ignorant because she's ignorant, and she's fake because she's fake. It's real simple. And anybody that's doing air traffic control and you are getting answers or you're getting test results based off of cheating, I don't care what your skin color is. When are we going to get back to a merit-based society where we have equality of opportunity? I'm all for that. Listen, diversity is fine, but diversity for diversity's sake, for whatever that is, that's not a qualifier.
No, it's ignorance, stupidity, and epitardness. That's what it is.
And you're going to sit there and call people out for calling that out is absolutely ignorant and insane. And it's like, listen, and again, you're talking to a guy, people say, oh, well, I had a guy said, listen, first of all, you're talking to a guy that spent 10 years in Nigeria. So to accuse me, a person who, went out of a sense of calling, a sense of mission, and spent my time, my energy, my effort, risked my life in Africa, and you're going to sit there and say that I'm making this about a color of skin issue? That's absolute insanity. And people say, well, that's just like saying you eat sushi, so you must like Japanese people. No, that's literally a terrible allegory. It's a horrible comparison to say something like that. No, when you actually have compassion for people to the point where you've traveled all over the world and worked with them and delivered their babies and tried to mend their sickness and work with their people that are ill. I mean, we used to go to a church of lepers, for crying out loud, outside of Abomashaw, Nigeria. And I mean, you're going to sit there and compare that to eating sushi at a Japanese restaurant, for crying out loud? No, I don't care about the color of your skin. That makes up, your melanin's 0.00001% of your DNA. You think that's really going to be the differentiator? But when you come at me and you're going to write this crap and you're going to attack me and call me a racist and you can't even put words together, and then you are going to pass an exam that's going to control thousands of people's lives that are at 32,000 feet in the air in a compressed tube, and you're going to tell me that it's racist to call that out? This is the world of insanity we're living in, and this is crap that's got to be called out because people are going to die. Absolutely. People are going to die. It's a tragic loss of life and the loss of a country and the greatness of a country, all because we called it equality when people didn't want to work hard for it and earn something on the basis of merits and characteristics that should qualify them to do an actual job.
The hypocrisy of this whole argument. Hold on one second, Todd.
No, I was saying hallelujah.
The hypocrisy of this whole argument of equality is completely invalid, because obviously if Chad and I are sitting in an interview room for the same job, and I get hired on because of the color of my skin, because I'm a minority, but he's more qualified, what's equal about that? It's just hypocrisy at its worst there, because obviously if it was me, I would want to get the best person qualified for the job. I don't want to leg up because of the color of my skin. As a matter of fact, if they did hire me for that, I'd always feel like, dude, you just hired me because I'm brown, not because I was the best qualified, and that would always be in the back of my mind. Yeah. Like, am I qualified for the job? Am I going to be able to do the job as good as Chad was, even though he was more qualified? But I got the job because I'm brown and he was white.
All right, hang on a second. I'm going to do it.
Oh my God!
Yeah, perfect time for it. But just to simplify things, all right, listen, I hate everybody equally. I need everybody to understand that. I hate everybody equally. But the reason they're doing these things, the reason why Al Green's doing this little tour he's doing, and the reason why Jasmine Crockett's backing it up and talking about, that stuff that happened 80 years ago to the black community and all that stuff, is because if somebody like me or Chad or gets out here and talks about it, we're labeled a racist. We're shut down. Our social medias are locked down, blah, 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 blah. But I got news for you, Legacy Media. That's why we have Tony on the show. He's a minority, right, so you can't say nothing to us.
That's right.
Ha, ha, ha.
That's why they keep me around. Right. I actually got fired a long time ago, but they threatened to throw me to ICE, so I just work for free now. So.
Yeah, we were like, bring him back. Bring him back. We don't need that smoke.
Like me and Chad need to be able to go, and the only way we can is to have Tony sitting right there and be like, what? We got him. He's right here. He's right here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've made fun of how many people we make fun of. We made fun of Gavin Newsom. We made fun of Chuck Schumer today. We've made fun of Eric Swalwell. We make fun of pick your Adam Schiff. And we literally just praised a guy that is of Indian descent named Kash Patel. So tell me how calling these things out, calling stupidity out, has nothing to do with skin color.
People are
And
mad
you're gonna
at me
share.
now.
Well, people are people.
It was a joke,
people
folks.
do.
It was a joke.
And then Tom Homan, he's up in New York. He's meeting with the Republicans up there, talking about the deportation issue. That obviously New York's been an epicenter of illegals that have been there because of government funding and being a sanctuary city. And so Tom Homan, he's just smiling and munching on an apple while a bunch of left-wing protesters are coming after him. This got pretty interesting. Look at this whole deal. I mean,
I love it.
Tom just eating his apple. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And then he had an actual.
An apple a day keeps the liberal away, I guess.
Just waving at him.
Do you believe in the First Amendment?
Yeah.
What? I don't get that one.
Dude. Who knows? And then you had this guy that's a mayoral candidate literally go after Tom yesterday. Watch this. This guy's a mayoral candidate in New York.
How many more New Yorkers not charged? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan?
Okay, time out. All right, I was always taught, okay, and maybe I've lost my mind. I don't know. Those are police officers. All right. I was taught that the second that you bump or chest bump or anything like that, a law enforcement officer, that's you're getting put in handcuffs, like immediately. Does that no longer apply?
Well, this guy's got privilege.
You better be thankful I ain't old Smokey sitting right there, because he'd be eating floor right about now.
Listen, I want to say something, but I want to be a little bit sensitive, I guess would be the word.
Don't be
I
a
am not.
pansy.
I am not for breaking up families and having people devastated by the whole deportations. I mean, I think it's terrible, but we live in a land of laws, and the laws need to be followed. I am sick of all these people flying their flags, whether they be from Mexico, Ukraine, Palestine, all this stupid crap, because we are in the United States. The only flag that should be flying are the United States flags and the state flags, and that's it. I've seen clips of people that have come to this country and done it the legal way, and they literally. I saw a clip the other day of a family who was from I believe either Mexico or Cuba. I don't remember what it was, but they made a clip that the son was gonna fly his flag, their mother country flag to a protest, and the parents came out and said, "Mijo, you can't do that. We are American citizens now. We need to respect our country. We live in this country. We are now U.S. citizens. Take that flag off. We're not gonna forget our roots, but we live in this country. We can't. We wouldn't go to our mother country and fly the United States flag over there, because that would be disrespectful to that country as well. We need to respect our country for what it is. This is our country now. We are tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. So knock that off. It was one of the most powerful videos I've ever seen, and people just need to remember that when we live in this country, you live in this country. We are living with the laws that are here. Respect the laws, and if you don't like it, go back to wherever you came from and do whatever you want over there. But here, you need to do what the laws say here, or else you get your butt deported. I'm sorry, that's just what that's just what we're living.
And just to caveat on what you're saying, Tony, do you know who? And I'm not making fun, and I'm trying to be serious here, but do you know who loves this country more than anybody else that lives in it? Folks that were not born here. People that were not born here, that were granted citizenship here, so they could have a better life for them, their families, and their future generations. They love this country more than any American who lives in their cute little American bubble of privilege because they're an American. They love it here more than anybody.
Well, they definitely love the country more than all these protesters that don't appreciate living in this country, because they know the struggles they had to go through. They have to go through the system. They have to pay lawyers. They struggle to afford lawyers to be able to go through the immigration process and the legal process of it. So yeah, when they get here, and they finally get their permission to live here and to get their green cards, absolutely they love the country more than all these people who were born here who are protesting out there for different countries. I mean, if you love those countries and protesting so much, move your butt over there then. Get out of here.
But you take somebody like Tony, who walked hundreds of thousands of miles, crossed the Rio Grande, swam, fought alligators to get. Oh, sorry.
That's racist. Listen, let me just tell you guys a general life principle, okay? This warms my soul to be able to do this. This is what I live for, is be able to shed some of this wisdom that just oozes out of me sometimes. People don't value something they don't have an investment in. If you don't have a vested interest in it, then you don't value it. You know, it's like who you love the most, your kids or somebody else's kids. You love your kids. You know, like you have a vested interest. All the labor pains of bringing them people into the world, man, and you spent your money to raise them up. You know, it's like, you know, what's the old saying? Farts and kids, people only love their own. So, you know, that's you got a vested interest in this thing.
Yeah, and
if you haven't invested anything, to Tony's point, if you haven't put anything into it, you're not going to value it. If somebody paid for you to be here, you crossed without, and I understand you walked a long way, or however you got here, but then you got flown all over the country, and then you got funded and housed. You don't have a vested interest in that.
Yeah, and that's why, like, for people like that are out there, like Chad, like other people that do what he does, that has never served in the military, never put on a uniform. You guys, and I'm not kissing his ass, but that's why, don't you buzz me for that. That's why I have so much respect for people like Chad. Now, Chad has been in the world and seen how other countries have to do what they have to do to survive. But you've got people like, I'm sure some folks in Tony's, you know, heritage that have had to make that cross. You've got people like me, veterans that wore a uniform for a very long time, to see what other people have to go through. But let me just look, if you were born here and you've never left here, and you have just a duty and a sense of patriotism, I have so much respect for you, like none, because you've never seen what it's like out there, outside of your little American bubble, and to see what other societies, what other countries and cultures have to go through, not to live, just to survive. And I challenge all of you, find a local church, jump on a mission trip, go out there, go to these third world countries and see how it is out there and what they have to do just to be able to feed their children. And you'll come back here and put a freaking 15 by 40 American flag out in front of your yard and thank God that you were just lucky to pop out of a female at a hospital on American soil.
Well, I mean, for me, Todd, there's two kinds of people that are proud to be Americans. The people who were born here, who their ancestors came here, citizens, you know, the one to join the military. We have a lot of people in this chat, you know, say, you know, they're super proud to be American. I respect you guys. I love you guys. And I am the same way. I was born here. I was born in California. You know, my parents were born in Mexico, but, you know, I am an American citizen. I am super proud to be in this country. And then you have the other ones who are super proud as well, the ones that went through the process that we were just talking about, that went through the legal process, did it all the right way, waited in line for sometimes up to 10 years so they can get all that process going, pay the money, and come into this country because they did it the right way. You know, there's nothing wrong with either one of you people, man. We want people who love this country to be in this country. Yeah. What we don't want are the people who are born here and they feel like America is a country that you know is so spoiled, and they just want to let everybody else in to take advantage of our country. That's not the way the world works, folks. I mean, we need people to come in here legally and and not take advantage of our welfare system, of our WIC, of all all the stuff we go in here, all the lazy people. We don't need that. We don't want that. We can't support that. All of us who are in this chat, I know we're all tax-paying American citizens here. I mean, we cannot support stuff like that. And I'm sorry that people who want to come into this country make a better life, but you need to do it the legal way. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to the super questions, so don't forget, $5 or more. We'll read your question, your statement, whatever it is, live after we get done with our prayer. So get those super questions in right now. Come on, let's go.
Get them in. And also,
you got $5 in your account. Let's do it.
To Tony, and you're about to have more in your account, and to Tony's point about all of us being tax-paying Americans, you may not all be tax-paying Americans here pretty soon, because Trump is set to eliminate taxes for individuals making under $150,000 a year. So this is interesting. This is according to U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick. We got a clip here, which, again, all taxation is theft and all of it should be abolished. But this is what Secretary Lutnick had to say.
How about no tax on tips? How about no tax on overtime? How about no Social Security? How about all those things? These are the kind of thoughts that will change America. I know what his goal is. No tax for anybody who makes less than $150,000 a year. That's his goal.
So, Kendra, is that us? I hope that's us. Please let that be us. If not, we need to hide some stuff.
Listen, let me tell you, you better start getting creative on those tax forms. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Michelle Obama. Speaking of making less than $150,000 off of a podcast, Michelle Obama, with her brother, has decided to. They started a podcast, and the thing absolutely flopped. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Who says I am gay? So her and her brother, Craig Robinson, it looks like two Michelle Obamas talking to each other, honestly. And they really missed the opportunity to not call this podcast Big Mike on the Mic. That would have been solid. So Big Mike on the mic.
So good.
But this thing flopped. I mean, it's just two bros hamming it up here. So they had to they're talking about taking the comments, shutting the comments down. I mean, you see how we've got the chat and all this kind of stuff. They're talking about taking the comments away because she absolutely got obliterated in the comment section. And if you haven't had a chance to read them, they're hilarious.
I got it. All right. The first one says, just two down-to-earth brothers chopping it up.
Shout out to Big Mike.
This one down here at the bottom is great. When two black men are talking, I sit down and listen.
Listen, y'all.
Wow.
I mean, I don't wish malice upon anybody. You guys know all this. We know how hard it is to be, have a show, have a live show, have a podcast. But that couldn't have happened to a better person, man. I mean, I believe in my soul that when the Obamas came into power, they are the reason why our country started going downhill with all the divisiveness. And I'm sorry, but you're getting what you deserve there, chick or man or whatever the heck you are. I think karma's a beep. So.
Yep. And again, I watched a couple of clips from this, and it's typical Michelle Obama doing what she does best, trying to make herself be a victim.
This is the best one. Time for a rebranding already. First, a new title. How's it hanging? You circled it, producer. You circled it.
Oh man,
you can't do that to me.
Here's what Trump. Let's get off of that. Trump. Here's what Trump. He said. Just play the clip. This is Trump being Trump.
And they should not. And they're also demeaning women. But who would want these? And they should not. And they're also demeaning women. But who would want these things? And everything's transgender. Everybody transgender. That's all you hear about. Now, that's why we won the election in record numbers. But very importantly, now it is what it is. The Democrats should get with us and come up with good tax policy.
Why are you gay?
Everything is transgender.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? CNN had to admit, and they did admit, that the majority of Americans approve of Doge. Real quick, let's play the clip. I mean, the numbers never
about
do
when we're talking about the cuts that Doge is bringing about. How are they feeling about
Yeah, this to me was one of the more shocking figures that I saw. Made me go, wait a minute, hold on one second. Whoa, Americans on Trump and Joe's efforts. Musk and Doge should influence government spending and operations. Look at this. 54%. The majority say that he and they should. How about approve of Trump trying to cut staff at government agencies? Again, you get a majority here. 51%. So yeah, Elon Musk might not be that popular, but these cuts and the idea of spending cuts, at least within the federal government and cutting at government agencies, that actually has majority support. I was truly surprised by this, Kate, but the numbers are the numbers.
Well, there is a view.
It's so funny how they try to spin it.
The numbers are the numbers.
I mean, the numbers are the numbers. They try to spin this whole thing. I'm shocked that people would actually approve of the idea of cutting abuse, fraud, waste, and spending.
Well, here, let me just, Chad, help me understand this logic, because again, I'm just a redneck crayon eater from Mississippi. But they've been raising hell for 3 weeks now, talking about cutting federal jobs and getting back to 2019 with the VA, and oh my God, all these people are losing their jobs. What do you tards think is going to happen when you shut down the government, you idiots?
You idiots.
Not a couple, not one or two, not Barbara, Sally, Mike, and Sam. No, all federal employees are going to the house when that happens, you epitards. Help, make that make sense.
Peckerwood in the chat.
Peckerwood in the chat.
Todd, you with your Peckerwoods, epitards, and idiots.
Idiots.
I can't help it.
Idiots.
These people drive me crazy. Common sense ain't common anymore.
Oh my gosh.
And they would rather climb a tree to tell a lie than to stand on the ground and tell the truth. It drives me nuts.
Look, I love how PW is blowing up the chat. This lady had a great rant on Doge. Before we go to the super chats, just play a little. Whoa, watch out. She's busting out there. But here's what she had to say.
Breaking news. I'm done. I don't care who says I sound stupid. I don't care. I am no longer a piggy bank for the United States federal government. Period. You hear me? I am no longer a piggy bank for them. I am done. I can't physically or mentally hear of another post on X or another press release in the news about how Doge has uncovered another $4.7 trillion unaccounted for. When I heard that last night, I am like, are you kidding me right now? Because I know you out there have a story where the IRS either attached your wages, seized your assets, like where the government has done something to you, where they came after you for more money when you are already paying through the freaking nose, okay? And all of these Congress people that do all of this insider trading and stuff, no, they're sitting in plushy mansions, not paying a percentage of the taxes that we pay out here, and I'm in my trailer. The amount of taxes that my husband and I pay is like two other people's whole incomes, okay? I don't want to be a piggy bank for the federal government any longer, and you shouldn't either. We should be in the streets right now protesting and demanding a damn tax halt.
Yeah.
A tax halt. And I don't care if the states suffer. I don't care if the federal government suffers.
You know what? She should bounce up and down when she talks about
I know.
that.
I mean, what was she talking about?
I mean, we're going to have to watch that whole clip again.
We're
I mean,
going to have to watch that again.
Talk about government waste. Talk about government waste. Oh, my goodness.
She got good insurance.
But she makes a fair
that's all I'm
point.
saying.
I mean, I don't know why people just now are waking up to the waste and fraud. I mean, we've known it's going on. Now we're putting a dollar figure on it. And, you know, and look, here's the deal. I have to deal, I've talked about this ad nauseum, I have to deal with difficulties every year because of the nature of the way I make a living as an independent contractor all over the country. And, you know, my CPA is constantly pulling, you know, their hair out, trying to figure out all my stuff because it gets complicated. And so, and I'm it's a stress. It's a daily stress to have to deal with making sure the government's going to get theirs. And they're out there doing this kind of stuff, making sure that we're studying transgender goats in Sudan. It's disgusting at this stage in the game.
It is, and everything she said. I mean, I didn't find anything wrong with. I mean, she wasn't. There was no lie there. I mean, seriously, it is. Chad, to your point there, we talk about it weekly, all the time, about all the stuff that we're finding out, and it's just, again, what it comes down to is that it hurts the regular people who are trying to put their kids through college, trying to pay their bills. It's crazy with the inflation, the way things are going. And then we find out all the stuff that the government is taking our taxes for, and like she said, they're living up in their mansions while we're living in trailers. So
yeah. I just want to say that I can't look at the comments while I'm trying to talk, because on some of these topics, you guys crack me up.
Yeah, y'all are getting me a lot.
Y'all are making me laugh.
Yeah, I love you guys. Love you guys.
You said boys grow up. I'm sorry. No, it's just not going to happen.
I can't.
It's just not going to happen. We try. Did you pull Mr. Producer, did you pull a funny Instagram reel? This is all Todd. Whatever pops up next is all Todd.
Which one is it? This one's actually funny. I like this one. This one's
all right.
funny. And it's not dirty or nothing. Watch her facial expressions. They're great.
Does anybody else have like specific sounds that bother them? For me, it's styrofoam. It's styrofoam. Like styrofoam rubbing against each other. Alright, I'm gonna try to open this. I'm so sorry.
What is going on?
You're welcome.
She could say styrofoam.
Yeah, I sent the producer like 4 of them, but that's the only one he'd play.
Oh, styrofoam rubbing together. I don't have. You know what? You remember those old stainless steel, or whatever it was, those rough metal plates that they had at like the Western Sizzling? You guys remember those down south at the Sizzler? And you take the steak knife and scrape it across that metal. That's the one that gets me. Ooh, makes me crawl. Oh, what happened to Royce? Well, he's somewhere out in the canyons.
Yep.
There, see the buzzard circling.
Truth be told, he went with Chad, and that was this last weekend. We haven't seen Royce since, so we didn't want to ask any questions. Yeah, we didn't want to ask Chad any questions because we want we want to be ignorant if just in case there's bodies being buried out there. So
yeah, Royce. I talked to Royce yesterday just briefly. Royce is up in Washington D.C. He's what he's doing, we're not quite sure, but he is up in Washington D.C. For those of you that are following him on social media, he posted a picture the other day at the Pentagon. Down there in the little subway train underneath. What he's doing, honestly, I'd tell you, but I don't know. But who knows? Who knows? We don't know where Royce is going to pop up, but he's doing some work. I know that. He's doing some work for somebody, and we don't know who he's doing it for, but he's doing it, and he's happy, so he's okay.
He can't say. Anyway. Well, he told me when I talked to him, he said, I can tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I was like, no, that's all right. Just don't tell me.
And you know what? And he probably could, all 120 pounds of it. Oh, that's cute. Look at him.
He is. That's such a pretty baby.
Yeah, he's so cute. So cute. He's doing all kind of stuff up there, changing the world. All right, let's pray, go to the Super Chats, and I got to get on the road. Again, my show will not be today. I'm going to do one tomorrow. So we'll be there at the same time, 2-1 Central. And so tune in for that tomorrow. We'll do a little Chad's Church for you guys tomorrow. God knows I need to do some repenting after watching that little rant.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, I bet. And no, Royce didn't get drafted by Graham. I see people saying that. He didn't. He's believe it or not, the thing about Royce is he's ridiculously talented. He's an incredibly talented young man.
He is.
And he's in very high demand. That boy's got quite the future in front of him, I'm just telling you. So y'all pray for Royce, pray for Graham. They're both doing great. And I know they're both really, really busy. And we're just trying to hold down the fort around here. Yeah. And
to answer all the millions of questions, not millions, but thousands of questions I'm getting, I'm not going to the DOD, people. Like me at the Pentagon, DC. Come on, folks. No, they don't want me there.
Yeah, and I got offered a job with the administration as well. I don't know if you guys know I was at the Oval Office, but I did get offered. This is a true story. I did get offered a job, and I turned it down. I said, nope, I got enough going on. I'm going to sit right here and keep using our voices. You got people way more qualified than me that need to be in D.C.
Yeah, and this is how we know. And this is how we know that the Trump administration is getting rid of the DEI stuff, because I didn't get offered crap. So.
The only thing, and I will tell y'all, the only thing that would make me leave Dear America is if the University of Alabama called and offered me a position somewhere in the, that's the only thing. That's it.
Yeah.
So, you know, Coach DeBoer, if you're listening, give me a call.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Todd, why don't you pray us out of here, brother?
Let's do it. Father, we just we come to you. We thank you for an amazing week, Lord. I thank you for all the blessings that you give us. I thank you for these men that I get to share this screen with every single day, and that you continue to give us the boldness, the courage, and the strength to go out there and point out evil and call it for what it is, and to shed light on all the crooked, nasty things and the sin that's just running rampant all over the world. Father, I ask for guidance for all of us men in the changes that could be coming down the road. Whatever happens, whether it's Dear America, whether it's Chad, whether it's Tony, whether it's myself, whatever that is, Lord, that you go out and you go ahead of us. You open the doors that need to be open. You close the ones that need to be closed, and help us distinguish between the two. And Father, when it comes to Graham and Royce, I just ask for blessings on whatever's going on there, that you keep Graham safe and secure, that you give him the peace that he needs to go out and do the job that needs to be done, but that you also bring him, Alyssa, the babies, you bring their family back home comfort. Father, we thank you for all that you do. And if there is somebody that is listening to the sound of my voice or watching me for the first time that does not know you, that has never had a relationship with you, Father, I just ask that you meet those individuals exactly where they are right now as I'm talking, and that you just touch them, that you touch their spirit just to let them know that, hey, you're there. You never left. No matter what they did, no matter what they said, no matter the acts they committed, that you were right there behind them, waiting for them to turn around with open arms, and that you show them the love, grace, and mercy that is fresh for us every single day. Father, we thank you for such a wonderful week, and for everybody in the southeastern part of the United States. We got massive storms coming through here over the weekend. I just ask that you keep everybody safe, that you put your blanket of protection over every single household, every single family, and every single person that is in the harm's way of those storms. And Father, we love you. We thank you for all that you do. And I ask all these things in your Son's name, and all God's people said, amen.
Hey, while you guys are still on here, before we get to the super chat, our dear sister Megan, Meggie Moo 32. So her channel over on Rumble, you can go to Meggie Moo 32 and you'll find her. She's got her evening show right here on the Dear America Network on the subject. She is at 982 subscribers. I think everybody needs to go to subscribe to Meggie Moo and get her to 1,000. Let's get her up to 1,000. She is currently at 983.
She's 20 away, and the link is pinned at the top of the chat right now.
Yeah.
So
hit
click,
that sucker.
follow.
Go over there and follow her. She needs over 1,000.
Megan's awesome.
It costs you nothing.
And that's on Rumble. That's on Rumble. We want you to go subscribe. And the reason it's important is because Rumble basically uses a tier system that you get the views and you get the attention based on the subscriber number. And so we want to get her to those higher tiers. And so get over that and help her do that. She is a sweetheart, and we love her. She's our sister. All right, let's get into super chats, boys.
Let's see, the Wolf Man. I'm sick and tired of this government shutdown BS. The U.S. government will never shut down. It's all mind games to keep partying both sides and stay divided. The money is there. We'll be fine. I agree. I haven't seen it in a very long time. It has happened before. I was in the Army when it happened, so I do remember that from Sprussia. My husband works in a Pennsylvania state prison. He has, mandatory DEI training today, thanks to, in Todd's words, the Peckerwood Governor Shapiro. I'm sorry. Daniel Davis, good morning, Dear America family. Chad, when you come to Tennessee, me and my fiance would like to take you to lunch, dinner, whichever works best for you.
Well, we'll have to see how that schedule works out with the crew, and certainly come to the shows. I'm coming to both Nashville and Gatlinburg, so yeah, we'll see what we can figure out. Please come to the shows. We'll hang out as well.
Okay, from GOA Miller. I don't know. We'll find out here in about 5 seconds. Are we still allowed to say tranny fluid, or is it gender-neutral shift juice now?
You know what, Todd? I have a question for you if Mr. Producer is still there. Todd, here's my question for
I
you.
didn't hear the buzzer, so I guess we're good.
Why are you gay?
Go to the next one. Tranny juice.
Yeah, I never heard that one. Alicia Victoria. If we have the House and the Senate, then how would the government be shut down with the Dems voting to shut it down? Don't we have the numbers? Well, I mean, on paper we do, but when you've got peckerheads like Lindsey Graham walking around, you know.
Yeah. Well, and you've got it, and you do have that, but you do. I think the number is 7. You have to have 7 Democrats on board to get the votes on that deal. Yeah.
Amanda Leah USA. Took me a minute. I have to head to a meeting, the whole work thing, but just love you guys. Have a blessed day. You too, Amanda.
Thank you. Yeah, have a great day.
Jeff Wallace. Every time I read that name, I think of a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, me too.
Every time. Thank you for all your prayers yesterday. My testimony in front of 150-plus high school students went incredibly well. One student I was able to reach came forward to me afterward to say thank you. Huge win. Very cool, Jeff. Very,
cool.
Very, very cool. Kiloho. Yep. Dirty word to you, troller. DA family, forgive my language. It's all good. You can say it. I just can't say it. From Erica 1102, Adel Erica 1102. I just love listening to you guys. You speak the truth no matter what the topic is. Thank you. Love you all. We love you too.
We tried.
I can't wait to get back in studio so I can say it without shivering.
Yeah. From the Tarzan Cowboy. When I was in high school, I had no opinion on immigration until an illegal disrespected my mom and believed he was entitled to everything. Actually, what caused me to want to work with immigration. Awesome.
God works in mysterious ways, my friend.
Go get him. BJC 411. Hey guys, me and my son watch your show every day. Can you all give him a shout out his birthday is Saturday. He's autistic and he understands a lot of what you say. Thanks for the great job you do. If I don't know his name, but happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Redneck Chickie. Not all government employees go to the House during a shutdown. Some of us have to work without pay until it reopens. I get it. That's the point. But you're still not getting paid.
Yeah.
The Wolfman Inn. I thank that blonde woman for keeping us abreast of the inflated mountainous millions of dollars. I just got that dollar singles that keep the government is taking from our pockets. It's not my fault. Okay, they're saying it. They're saying it. I'm not saying it. BJC 411. Wow, I messed that up. It was to say me and my son. I got you. I got you.
We got it. Happy birthday to your son.
I can read redneck. Jody Hart, $50 donation. Thank you, Jody. I live in Miami with diversities from every country around the world. Here and there is no time to be racist. People who are racist here mostly stay quiet, so I'm not a racist. When you see a person who got hurt, their skin is pure white like ours. It is true. We all bleed red, and if you get through that first layer of dermis, you're right. It is white. Queen Kate. My dad served during World War II. My mom was a Navy Seabee. I served during Desert Storm. And I have one son that was in the Navy and one son that was the Army. We bleed red, white, and blue. No flag, but all flag.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Right on.
Jody Hart again. I believe a certain percentage is about culture, too. I get along with all people. I agree with most who believe in DA values. I love using my voice. Us too.
That's awesome, Jody. Thank you so much for your donations. That's awesome.
Redneck Chickie. In my younger days, you'd only heard me say they were lesbians because they like women. Okay. Cool.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Chad, P.S. The media is stupid here. They would not help either. I wanted big time yesterday. of course, but their answer was no money, prayers to all.
Yeah. All right.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
That's
it. Prayers to all, folks. My show will be tomorrow. I'm also in Springfield, Missouri, next Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at Blue Room Comedy Club. Jesse Payton, we're kicking off our Gulf of America comedy tour, Right Side of Comedy. So come check us out. WatchChad.com for all the fun stuff is. Tony, any final thoughts, any final words? What you got, brother?
Yes, everybody have a great weekend. I would appreciate thoughts and prayers for this weekend. I am traveling to Oregon for my sister's service this week coming up. So, yeah, any thoughts and prayers are always welcome. But other than that, everybody have a blessed and happy weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Todd?
I will be on at my normal time at 3 o'clock today, and I see a lot of you in the chat asking about my shirt. redpillthreads.com/hot seats right there. You can go get it right now.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? And let me say thank you to everybody. You guys were able to push Meggy Moo 32 over 1,000. So keep on pushing it. Let's get her on up there. She needs those subscribers. Man, I appreciate you guys so much. Todd, Tony, I love you boys. I'm praying for you, Tony. Keep me posted on everything as you can.
Absolutely.
And we'll keep the audience posted as well. Todd, love you, buddy. Thanks for beating the buzzer every day, man.
Beating the buzzer. Okay.
Oh my God!
There it is. There it is. I talked to him on the phone yesterday. He sounded close to that, but he's doing well. All right, guys, for Graham Allen, my name is Chad Prather. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great weekend and join us again for Dear America on Monday morning. We'll have more craziness, I'm sure, that will be coming your way. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you click the like button before you get out of here. Hit that sucker and share it if you can. And don't forget, go to where podcasts are offered. Leave us a rating and review and listen to it where podcasts are offered on Spotify or Apple or wherever you may get your podcast audio. Check it out. It helps us tremendously. Don't forget about our sponsors, All Family Pharmacy. When you get over there to their.com, use Dear America as your promo code and text Graham to 989898. Let Birch Gold help you secure your financial future backed by gold. We love you guys so much, and we will talk to you later on. God bless you. Bye.